We are 3 days from launching the Divi 5 design system, and I'm super excited because I have an update for you. So far, I was able to design 5 modules. So this here is the Blurb module. So there's 2 types here. There's the image version, and there's also the icon version. Next, we also have the bar counter. We have the call to action. And you can see there's 3 colors here. I will demonstrate how these colors are used in real life. Here we have the countdown timer, and remember yesterday I had an issue with the buttons. The buttons are updated now, so everything should be okay. So to appreciate the work that has gone into this, I'd like to show you behind the scenes how I was able to create this. Because if you look at this final design here, you'd think that, well, you just add a background. But this is actually using the design system itself. So let me show you what that means. So if I come over here and let's say I create a basic blurb. I'm going to come over here and you can see now this is the actual blurb out of the box using Divi. But what I'm going to do quickly here is to just go in and go to my elements here so I can add auto grid so that we can see how we are designing. So on the layout here, in fact, over here on the top, I'm going to choose auto grid. Okay, so I'm going to design these side by side. So the one on the left here is the normal Divi 5 out of the box blurb. So if I were to use my design system now, our presets are already set. I can come over here and then choose K blurb. Boom. Just like that, this is updated. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the heading here has changed and the text here has also changed. Now, if I go in and add an image, and I can do that by coming over here, image and icon, and then I can just choose my image like that. Okay, so now that I have my image, you can see I'm now ready to move on to the next item and continue designing. If I need to adjust the image, well, that's easy. I can just come over here to design, and then I need to go to image and icon, and I need to go to framing. So now if I need to center, I can just drag it over here to the center and pretty much I'm good to go. I don't need to do much. Now, if you were not using the design system, here's what you'd need to do to get to this stage. And this is why the design system is very, very important and saves you a lot of time. So over here now, in fact, let me just show you the other versions. If I come over here, I can change this to primary. So it goes to the primary color, and I just need to get rid of the K blurb in the background. And then our final color here is the dark mode. There we go. So now I have the dark mode. All right. So let's just stick to the primary. Okay. So that's the main one. So in order for us to get to this stage, I would need to, first of all, click here, and then I'll start mapping all my content. So the first thing I would need to do is to head over to our design tab. And this is where I'm going to look for my heading. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to look for my title text. I'm going to go in here. You can see it's set to H4. Okay. So what you need to do now is to come over here and then say H4. You can see now my heading is mapped. Next, I need to go to the body text. So I'd come over here to body text. And then for my text size here, set this to small. And you can see now it's updated and it's looking great. Finally, I need to add a little border around that. So I'm going to come over here to spacing and then say padding small. Okay. Finally, I need to add a light background. So I'm going to come over here to content, background, and then I'm going to go with muted. Okay. So now I have a background. So the final thing I need to do now, in fact, let's get rid of this one here. In fact, let's duplicate this. The final thing I need to do now is to come over here and create the preset. So these are the steps that I had to take in order for me to get it to that stage. Now let's do another example. Okay. So the next example I'm going to do, in fact, you can see all these presets are ready for me. The other thing I also want to do is to show you how to use the dark mode. So let's go in again and let's add our blurb. And let's choose the dark mode. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this a few times. So let me just add my auto grid here. Okay, so I've duplicated this a few times. Now, let's say, and I've done this intentionally, let's say you want to reduce the padding on this. How would you do it? Well, you'd come over here to module settings, you go to design, okay? And then over here, we are on Blurb dock, right? So you'd click here, go to design, and then you want to come over here to not sizing, spacing. So over here, our spacing is set to large, okay? But we don't want large, we want small. So what you would do is to come over here to the top and choose padding S. Now, here's the thing. Divi, for some reason, when it comes to all these modules, all the presets do not translate across board. So sometimes you have to go in and add them manually, which means now I have to go in and remove the variable. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here, remove the variable, and then I'm going to manually enter it, because by adding my padding small here, it's not working. Okay, so I need to go in manually, click here on this dynamic item, and then now I have to search for spacing to save me a lot of time. Okay, so the spacing I need here is small. Boom. So now that's at the top and the bottom. I'm going to do the same here. Space. Oops. I'm supposed to click here on this little icon and then search for space. Now, the cool thing here is everything is coming from my variables, which means there's no guesswork. Now, do you see how everything looks really nice now? And that now that I've updated it. So our Blurb icon dock, you can just come over here now and then click on this little icon to update the presets. So now when I do that and save, if I go back, you'll see that this now has been updated. Okay, how cool is that? So at this stage, if we want to now make this section a doc section, I can come over here, go to my content. Now remember, over here I have my background inverse, boom. And now I have a doc version because the background here is a light inverse. So as we are designing, if you want to do a section which is dark mode, this is how you would do it. Now, let me see if I have something else that has dark mode. And sure enough, we have this call to action here. So let's add our call to action. I'm going to create a new set. In fact, I can get rid of this. Click on this plus button and add a call to action. Here we go. So by default, that's what we get. But in our case, we have our presets. So I can go and choose the dark one. Boom. And right out of the box, you can see there, everything has been set. All I need to do now is to add my link to my button and we are good to go. Boom. You see that? It's fully responsive. Look at that. It's fully responsive. The text is responsive and everything here is responsive. Now, let me just show you so we can compare. Okay. So this one here is out of the box Divi. Okay. The top one. This one here is with our design system. So if I were to do that, you'll notice that this one here is well structured. My text here is readable and everything looks great. And if I do that, the text over here is way too small, but over here, everything is fine. And my button here is the right size. It's not oversized like this one here, which means everything is responsive in our design here. Okay. So what else do we have? We have our call to actions. Our countdown timers. Again, these countdown timers are pretty precise when you take a look at my version. So I'm going to come over here, search for my countdown. Oops, I chose the wrong one. I need the countdown timer. Now, this is what's going to make a huge difference between someone who is designing using the design system and someone who's just designing. Okay, so the top one is out of the box Divi. Okay, the bottom one here, if I go in and choose my countdown timer, boom, you can see the bottom one here has the right text. The spacing here is even. And if I were to come over here to tablet view, you can see the text here on the top is way too big, which you don't want because you need consistency. And these are the little details that makes you look professional when you're designing. Now, if I go to the mobile, okay, it's slightly better, but here everything is fine. You can see here my text size looks great and everything looks really awesome. If I wanted to change that to, let's say, the dark version, I can just go like that. And now I have the dark mode. But These subtle changes are very, very important in design. This size here, as you can see, is what is going to impress your customers as you're designing your website. I mean, even here, look at how wide this is. Okay, so this is not out of the box, ready for production. So this is going to be the case with pretty much all these modules. Okay, we're going to be designing these all one by one until we have a really nice looking design system. So here we're going to do the bar counters as well. Out of the box, this is what you get. But I want you to take a look at the Crafter version. If I click here and go to the bar counters, boom. Do you see the difference? This one here has the right heading size. This one here is too tiny. So if you're a designer, you're going to be spending so much time going in and check this out. You would need to go into the design, text, and then you're not sure which text it is. So you're going to be struggling here. Is it the heading text, title text? Okay, title text. You'd come over here, choose the size. Now, if you don't have a design system, you're going to be adding pixels here or M's or rems. But because we have a design system here, we're just going to look for H5, which is our heading. Do you see that? But even that doesn't look great. So I can always say, okay, you know what? I want H6 for that. Heading 6. Here it is. Boom. And I've now added it. Even something as precise as the line height. Okay. This all comes from the design system. So if I come over here, my line height, I can start off with relaxed and I can see that's not looking great. And then I can try 1. Okay, that's not looking great. Oops, I chose the wrong thing. Text size needs to be H5. Okay. Oh, no, H6. Heading 6. Okay. And we may need to make it semi-bold. Okay, and then the line height. This is what I was supposed to change. But you see how many clicks I have to do in order for me to just fix that, right? It's quite a few clicks. Okay, do you see how the line height is not working? And now you have to decide, okay, do I do spacing or a margin bottom? Okay, so for this one here, to see what I've done, we're going to go to spacing. And if you want to add your margin bottom here, you would go in and add it. But do you see how I've saved you a lot of time in customizing every single module that you're going to be adding on to your page as you're designing? So the goal here is to have all these modules. So here you can see all these modules here are going to they are going to be redesigned using the design system, all these, so that when you start designing, it's just a matter of clicking and going. Okay, if you say blurb, boom. And then over here, oh, you know what? I want to add an icon for this one. Boom. And just by doing that, you go in, add your icon, and everything is all centered in the middle for you. So for your icon here, you would go into image and icon and check this out. Let me just show you how really cool this is. If I were to choose my icon now, let's say I'm going to go with this one. Everything is looking great. I mean, do you see that? That is how you're supposed to just be designing. And these are responsive. Anyway, for anyone that is on the Divi University membership, which is the free membership, I'm going to send you a special discount code. Okay, so before the launch, I'll be giving you a discount so that you can get this complete design system with this discount. So it's going to be really cool. So this is going to be on Monday. And for everyone that has purchased Crafter Pro, you are going to get this full update absolutely free. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow, I'll be giving you another update, and we're going to be 2 days away. And tomorrow's update is a continuation of all these modules that I need to redesign from scratch. So today and tomorrow, I will not be sleeping because I have to make sure that all these modules are working and tested properly. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.